I'm hoping at least. Hoping at least. Okay, yeah, it shows we're live. Hey, everyone. Okay, sorry. 1 second. For some reason, YouTube is just like really slow. Starting to preview. There we go. All right. Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you guys are having a fantastic day. So, I'm finally done with my treatments. Finally. I only have one more test, but that's for something else. So, yeah, I'm going to be back doing stuff. I've been doing a lot of like testing out new features inside Unity, a lot of like testing out like UI toolkit, physics stuff, and a few other things. But I haven't had a chance to really just sit down and enjoy actually working on a project like actual game and making gameplay. I really want to do that today, especially as a way to celebrate, hey, I'm finally back and actually able to do stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna actually share the stream real quick. Yeah, there we go. And here we go. Turn around. And now with that out of the way, we can begin. So here we go. What I want to do today is honestly just work on like enemy behavior and stuff. So we have our nice little knight here. We have our bat. I mean, I can make the bat follow the player. I can make the bat do some stuff. And I got like a state foundation system down. I got like a system down where I could actually create like custom enemy behavior states and stuff. Now, since I got the foundation stuff down, and now since I'm actually back and actually will focus on project, I really would like to actually make something with it. So let's actually just begin. I think I'm gonna work on like the bat first. We're gonna just have like our little friend. We're gonna have him up here. We're gonna shove him on to the side. Yeah, we're gonna shove our little knight to the side. That way we have something entertaining. So I've been trying to think like how I want to do this and like what I want to do. I've been trying to think of games that I really enjoy. One thing I thought about was like Metroid Dread flying enemies. So I'm gonna just bring this over here. Yeah, I know I'm bringing over another YouTube video midstream, but I want to just showcase what I mean here. I believe it's like right here. Yeah, here it is. So I want to like create some like basic flying enemies like Metroid Dread has. I've been like kind of like writing down how enemies from other games interact and how they move. And for example, Metroid Dread, like the starting enemy, they have a predetermined path. So if you notice, they go back and forth along a path. It doesn't have to be horizontal, it can be vertical, horizontal, diagonal. And when the player gets within a certain distance or sight, that's when they attack. So there's like a sensing thing. And basically like right here, if you see right here, the one in top doesn't really start to go after the player until the enemy actually sees them. So there's actually like a system for sight, distance, and all that kind of stuff. And basically once we're like enemy is within that area, they start attacking. I want to do something like that. Make it where the enemies start feeling alive. So yeah. First, I mean, like the bat will literally, I can make him follow me like through rooms and stuff, but I want to have them where they can also patrol and stuff like that. So we're going to be going in here and just doing a couple things. So let's begin. One thing I want to do, one second, if you guys hear like a cracker box, I'm sorry, I have a dog right here and the dog is just begging for crackers. And want more crackers? More crackers on the bed? Alright, put more crackers on the bed. Make the dog happy. But yeah, so let's actually begin and let's go. And you probably will notice that I might be speaking a little bit differently compared to like how I have been for like a few months because I actually am starting to feel good. So yeah. Normally whenever I'm working on like projects in a stream, like previously, I would just like focus on project. I really wouldn't like talk about anything else because I was kind of, not feeling the greatest. But now I honestly feel like actually talking about extra stuff. So you're gonna hear me talk a crap ton about like a Metroid Dread, Majora's Mask, stuff like that. And yeah, honestly, like for anybody that doesn't know, I'm a huge Metroid fan. Like, I played a lot of like Metroid games, and I love Castlevania like stuff. So I've been wanting to do a lot of stuff. Oh, one second, my dog is asking me to be out. Hey, come out, go, go, go. Get the heck out from the door. Go, go, go. All right, be 1 second. There you go. All right. But yeah, all right, we're back. Sorry about that. I really enjoyed a lot of stuff about that. Like, I enjoyed like a lot of Metroidvania games, not just 2D but also like 3D ones. Or I guess I should say instead of 2D or 3D, say like side-scrolling. Because like even though like Metroid Dread is a side-scrolling, it's technically also 3D. So I guess I should say like 3 like not locked to an axis. Yeah. For like side-scrolling, like you can like actual like Metroidvania platform. So like Metroid Prime games basically, instead of like the Metroid 2D side-scrolling games. Like I like all of them, but one of my favorite Metroid games is like Metroid Fusion. And the reason why is because one, the sense of like dread, mystery, and stuff like that. And Metroid Dread also made me enjoy, like, give me that feeling as well, which made me really happy. I'm gonna say tick rate real quick. Before I go on my Metroid rant, I just want to explain what I'm going to be doing first. I'm going to be making it where I can actually choose how often enemies do decisions. Because at the current moment, literally, the enemies do an update state every single frame, which can be performance heavy. And also, it can make them it can make them feel like too snappy. You can actually make, by actually lowering like how often they do checks, you can actually make enemies feel smarter. And I'm gonna demonstrate that in a little bit, but for now, I'm basically going to be setting up a tick rate to choose like how often enemies actually check their state to choose what behavior they need to be doing. And then we're going to go to like creating a little like patrolling system. So tick rate, I'm going to actually make this 0.5, or sorry, 0.5 F. The rate at which the state brain, or actually, sorry, I need to put down a C ref, state machine brain runs its update. Let's say any, let's say pretty much like state decisions and stuff. Because like whenever you're basically how I have it is like each state actually has like an update state, and you can actually like check transitions. And transitions are basically like choices to figure out like, okay, should I do this or should I do that? Stuff like that. And check method runs its update method. State let's say transition. Actually, I think I originally named them that, but I actually started moving towards more of like the idea of like decisions, and that's actually why you'll like see like a decision, so state decision. So yeah. Oh, wait a second. To say that should be. Oh yeah, I need to actually change some of these. I originally had it where like state machine and then like decisions would be in its own namespace. I kind of wanting to simplify that a lot more now and actually put them all under like FF state machine. I'm not sure though. That's not for the stream. I don't want to think about stuff like that too much. I want to focus on actually enjoying and making stuff. So let's do this. SF state machine dot decisions. There we go. I just want to like add this summary while I'm thinking about it. That way I don't have to add it. Go back and add it later. So private float. Let's say take delta. Take delta. And I'm going to say 0. And basically how this is going to work is inside the update thing, before we even get to the update state, we want to see if tick delta is greater or equal to, greater than or equal to tick rate. If it is, we're going to say tick delta equals 0, so reset it, and we're going to say update state. So if tick delta is actually greater, we're going to say tick delta equals 0. Actually, let's actually invert this. I'm going to say, we're going to actually do this instead. If tick delta is less than tick rate, we're going to say basically tick delta plus equals time dot delta. That way we can actually make our enemies and characters like have a choice on like how long it takes for them to make a choice. Like so basically I can say like, okay, so every half second the enemy will check their state and actually decide, okay, well, is the enemy going to enter attack mode, patrol mode, state mode, stuff like that. And just to see if this works, I'm going to actually disable the peerless bat for a second. We're actually going to go here. I'm actually going to go to the peerless bat. Oh, I'm going to mute the music for a second. I'm going to go to peerless bat just to make sure that this actually worked. I'm going to manually actually choose the transform. And let's actually do that. Okay, yeah, that's why I was wanting to check this out. Okay, so I wasn't sure about like the idea. So if it's not something that needs to like move the enemy every frame, it would work perfect. But because like certain like things need to actually not do it, so I'm gonna actually do this. Yeah, so that's actually what I was figured was gonna happen. Because some states that actually works fine on, but some states it won't. So what we need to do is we need to make it where like the decision checking is separate from the update state. So let's actually do this. What we want to do is, because currently all the decision checking, like the transitions, are actually done inside the actual state. So like so for example, our state core, what I need to do is I need to grab this call and actually take it out and do it inside brain. So this has been protected. It actually needs, we actually need to start making this public and actually call that from the actual like state brain instead. So we're going to change how we're, I'm going to update this, and this should give us a lot more freedom for customizing enemy and boss logic. So at the current moment, for anybody curious how this works, whenever the enemy is in, or anything, do note, state machine brain is for more than just enemies. It can be literally on game objects as well, that are just like pressure plate or something like that. If you really want to do some weird logic or something, there's probably simpler ways to do that, but just for example. But basically, each frame during the state machine brain, what it was doing before I started stream, it runs the update state in the current active state, and basically the first thing it does here is check transitions, and the check transitions actually goes for each decision, because you can actually set a group of decisions per state, like check distance, or is player in sight, or is the enemy health like too low. So like for example, if you want to do a boss enters phase 2, you could literally have a transition, like a transition on health percentage, stuff like that. And this basically allows me to actually make it where like characters and NPCs, enemies can actually have like a diverse amount of like logic for their states and basically do anything. The problem is we're currently checking for transitions in the same area that we update the state. So what we want to do is we actually want to check the transitions outside of here where and actually do this. So basically, instead of say update state here, we say we actually go here and we actually say actually, well, we could do this a couple different ways. actually, instead of return, yeah, okay, so instead of return, I have an idea. This is actually the best way to do this. So every frame, we basically do time delta, and we just play, say, plus equals time dot delta time. And basically, what we want to actually switch these around. So if the tick delta is greater than or equal to the tick rate, that's when we want to actually check transitions of the current state. So I could say current state dot and do that. And this way, we're only checking if we need a transition during the tick rate, but we're always making sure like the update state is running. This way, we can always check decision, or we can always move like along path if our update state is like actually like moving along a path like the bat. But it will only check like, okay, do I need to do a dive attack every like half second, for example, if I want to set it to that. But yeah, so make sure I got this right. Yeah, so time delta, check transitions, and so that way we don't have to do transition checking inside here. And also by checking transitions first, making sure like we are like it'll actually update the proper like state. Now I'm gonna have to like update a couple of scripts because it originally was check transitions originally was a protected method, so I'm gonna have to like go into a couple like subclasses and actually update it to public as well. The pin, or actually, oh actually wait, no, I actually don't need to do that, and the reason why is because, yeah, actually, now since I think about it, I haven't had to make a actual like manual create or like manual like a call or override for check decision, so I don't have to do that. Actually, instead of to say check transitions, what I might actually need to do actually yeah, what I might actually need to do is actually go here and check this out. On it. That's okay. For now, I just realized that I might actually be able to keep that private. I might actually just need to say, yeah, okay. Sorry, it's been like a few months since I worked on this code. I haven't literally looked at this project too much since I went through medical stuff. But okay, I see. It's been a long time since I worked on this. Honey and Duchess. There you go, cat. All right, sorry, I had to open door for cat. But yeah, I'm starting to remember how this works. Okay, so yeah, I am actually able to keep this protected, and basically it's actually normally called in. No, actually I should keep, okay, yeah, this works. For now, this actually works, so we don't actually need to worry about anything else. I might need to actually check yeah, no, I actually made it where I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, okay, yeah, so timer decision, and then in here I can actually see. Yeah, all right, cool. I don't need to do it. So this will actually just work out of box. All right. I was afraid I was gonna have to change a couple things. I will be simplifying this a lot of like now since I'm actually able to focus on this project, I can actually like simplify a lot of things. But let's do this. So hopefully now, like no matter what, let's actually just set the player to the back, and I want to see. Yeah, okay, cool. There we go. So yeah, we have a little enemy that will actually like follow us to hell and back. I mean, I've had it before, but now we actually have like a transition checking. Also, there's been a couple API updates. So what's called with invalid argument. Should be a actual physics check. Oh, and we also need to also add this real quick. If the physics body is not valid or is valid. Let's say controller body, or actually no, let's get the shape component and we'll do the body there. Wow, that long set of code. I could actually shorten this if I put it down here, but hey, yeah, so actually I'll put it down here that way I can shorten this because at this point I've already have the controller shape component. I can just say body.is valid. Yeah. All right. This way that'll actually get rid of these warnings down here because those were actually called on like the first frame. Okay, so we got all of the actual like setup done. Now we can actually make stuff. So, yeah, there we go. That's actually what I was looking at. All right, so instead of like the bat instantly like locking into the player, I want to make it where the bat has a patrol first. So there's a couple of different ways we can do that. You guys might get flashbanged by the grid. I apologize. Should be, I believe I have it actually disabled. Actually, no, I might not have it disabled. Let me actually check this real quick because I had the gizmo disabled for a little bit. All right, I need to go to the clone room controller. Was going to see where my little, okay. Oh, right, I made it where I no longer had to actually manually assign this. Damn, it has been a long time since I worked on this. I feel like a newborn baby. Like it's been so long since I've been able to actually like work on this that I forgot I simplified this a crap ton. So I no longer have to, yeah, because now there's just literally a async follow path, and I can just call the path request manager. All right. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. There should be T-type path grid. There we go. Yeah, so path grid, and inside here I should be able to say path. No, not Unity. What did you just change? Grid base. Oh, it is. Grid base is actually set on. Oh, did I make it? I probably made it where it's just like where it's selected. Let me actually check here. I need to actually go and check where the debug thing is because I actually do have like a on draw gizmos. Oh, because I've yeah, no, it's on. Well, that's lovely. That's okay. So I was gonna see, like, I was actually gonna look at the like actual like pathfinding thing, but yay. So where is my little path grid component? Because that's what we need to do. Okay, it is in here. Oh, I haven't expanded the area of it yet. Okay, one second. You guys are gonna see lovely yellow for a second. I apologize. Hey, there we go. Okay. Do you know, I just have this for like testing purposes. I know it's ugly as hell and it's blinding, but I want to test something out real quick. Yay, okay, yeah. So basically, for anybody wondering, God, that's horrible on the eyes. I really need to make that better. But basically, we have like a path grid, and the path grid actually chooses like areas that enemies can like walk on and so forth and fly into. And I made like a simple version of it, so each of those like little actual like yellow squares acts as a actual like path node. So if the bat wants to go to me, it can go like diagonal here and so forth. And yeah, that burns the eyes. That's why I have it normally disabled. But like I can actually do like I can actually change it. I can actually go here. I can change the size of it, and I can actually like make it where, okay, there we go. Now our path grid is a little bit bigger, and it basically makes it where like the enemies are not as accurate when it comes to like pathfinding. But that's okay because it's a little bit less on my eyes. But yeah, so basically like the bigger the squares are, the less accurate enemies will be for like finding me. And it's basically just a asynchronous version of like a A-star pathfinding algorithm that I was working on. But let's go and do this. So the reason why I wanted to actually be able to enable that, I'm going to make it where there are points that act as like patrol points for the bat. And the bat will have a patrol state at the beginning. and the bat will not actually attack the player until he actually like sees him. Until he sees him, he's going to go back and forth between the actual like patrol points. So originally what I was doing is the patrol AI state actually just like goes left to right, left to right. You know, simplicity stuff. So like, for example, if I actually go to state brain here, and if I actually just say patrol AI state, and I just do this, and have the bat like enable at the beginning. Oh, oh right, I actually had like a couple things disabled. Okay, on init spawn transform right. I gotta, man, there's so many things I'm gonna have to like update for a little bit. You know, obviously I gotta like update a couple things. All right, so my goal is to make it where instead of like going left and right, I can actually make it where he just actually like uses the grids here as a pathing system to the patrol points. That would allow him to like go around walls and stuff during patrolling. Because at the current moment, well, I'm literally just grabbing the actual what is it called? Oh, I'm on the wrong script. Yeah. Don't worry, guys. It'll only take me like 1 more week or so for me to actually fully be here mentally. At the current moment, like I'm just like setting the direction if I really want to, but that needs to change. So from here on out, hopefully I am going to be able to do a lot of nice stuff. So first thing is first, I'm going to say patrol A star. A star. Actually, let's say patrol pathfinding state. And the reason why I'm saying patrol is that way pathfinding is the pathfinding thing tells me that hey, it's going to use that grid system that I have. You know what? It's okay. We're gonna do this. Dot state machine, and I'm gonna actually do a couple things here. I'm gonna actually yoink this, and I'm actually gonna use yoink this as well. You know, actually, what I could do instead of like the, you know what? No, that's okay. I am going to yoink a lot of the code out of here because, I mean, I really don't want to have to do this again. So I'm going to actually set this up. What I might do is actually turn this into like a base, like create a base class for patrolling. That way I don't ever have to, or like for like the pathfinding. That way I don't have to like do this over and over again. That actually might be for the better. Let's actually do that real quick. I'm going to just say, because there's going to be several types of pathfinding states. I promise you there's actually going to be something noticeable within a like 20 minutes or so. So I'm going to actually say pathfinding states. That way I can like actually organize these. We're going to do this. We're going to say pathfinding state base. So any state that requires like the pathfinding system will inherit from this. And what we're going to do, I'm going to actually move this over here. And this needs to be state core. And actually do this. Namespace. Clean this all up. We don't need all that stuff. What I'm basically going to do, I'm actually going to take this and we're going to actually yoink it into here. We'll call pretty much like copy it in there. Gonna import some of the files and stuff, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually set up a couple things here. So set up private, we're gonna say protect it, that way other classes can inherit from it. And instead of like the current like actual like target, like follow target, I'm gonna actually add like a current target. Oh, sorry, he's called myself, why don't I? Yeah, I'm going to actually add a system where it can be multiple targets that it chooses. Do you have backups of the game for older versions of Unity? Oh yeah, I have GitHub branches for older versions of Unity, just in case. Yeah, I have branches for Unity 6.3, 6.5, and 6.6. all for testing. But yeah, I have had to do like game dev for so long that I've witnessed the horrors of what happens when you don't have backups. But yeah. Also, hopefully you're having a good day. Today's like my first day actually back from treatment, so I'm still a little out of it, like brain fog wise, but it'll improve. Oh yeah, do node radius. I'm gonna actually do this needs to be node radius, and I also need to yeah, so at the current moment we have like our public transform. Oh god, I was using transforms when I wrote this. Okay, for reference, I do not use transforms anymore. Whenever I make new code, I use transform handle. So man, okay. I'm gonna have to do the system current transform, or let's say current target. There we go. If anybody's wondering what transform handle is, it's a struct that can sync with a transform component. And if anybody's wondering, well, why don't you just update the values on transform? Transform is a class. It's managed memory. Transform handle is a struct. It's unmanaged, which means I can burst compile this. I can multi-thread it, and a lot more. So like, and since I'm kind of focusing on like performance and also doing, instead of just doing like, okay, what's the quickest thing, I'm trying to like balance quality and speed of development. So we're going to be using current target. Do note we are going to get a transform and be able to sign inside of the inspector for testing purposes. But if anybody's wondering what I mean by that, well, I'll just let you guys see the glory of that. For reference, the transform handle, if you look into inspector, it'll only show you the like a int, because all anything inside Unity that is a handle is basically transform handle has actually been out for a couple years. Well, Unity, it was one of the earliest features added in Unity 6.3. For anybody wondering, 6.3, like the alpha, it's been a while. It's been like, I think the beginning of last year. So it's not like really new, but I have videos on the channel where I've showed 50,000 enemies doing pathfinding to a player with 0 memory allocation using transform handle in the 3D game. So like, it's good performance. It's really good performance. I'm not going to burst compile it right away, but I will be doing that. Anyways, but yeah, Unity 6.3, following target. Okay, so let's actually do this. So I'm gonna actually, I might be, oh yeah, we need a couple of things for just saying, are we following the target? We're gonna say is following, actually let's do, let's keep it following for now. And then I'm gonna actually tell it to do a rename. That way it will find all instances of it and I don't have to manually do that. I think there's only like 2 though. And yeah, current target position is normally a vector 2. Since we're doing a few different things, like we're using transform handles, we're going to be actually using float 2s. I should have done protect instead, and that means we are going to be using Unity's mathematics library. Like I said, there is a huge performance difference. Like, I mean, a huge performance difference inside of Unity. Also, for the OK Hope treatment went well. I actually had to end the treatment because side effects, so it was actually a failure, but don't worry about it. I mean, it did improve, like it didn't completely do what we were hoping, but there is noticeable improvements, so I can't complain. Like it's better than what it was. The only problem is, since the treatment fell and they had to stop the daily treatment, I got like cold turkey, because it basically, the treatment gave me withdrawal symptoms and I'm like, it's still going for that. That's why I'm a little like brain foggy right now. I have marching ant syndrome. For anybody that doesn't know what that is, you're lucky. it makes you feel like there's ants crawling under your blood veins and stuff, and you constantly scratch. That's literally me. So if you ever hear like random scratching for the next couple days, yeah, I'm still like recovering from that. It's not fun. It sucks. But yeah, so we're also gonna do, okay, current target. Yeah, man, I'm so happy I get to get rid of some of this like actual code that used some of these other things. Because I mean, you can use vector 2 and stuff like that. It's just float 2 is really good for like burst compile and jobification code. So I'm a lot happier to be able to actually start using it. I'm gonna make sure that I have my documentation. Do I even, if I remember right, yeah, that's the target index for the node. I actually will be adding more information as well. Some of these, some of the stuff over here we won't need, but some of them we will. If anyone also hasn't seen awaitables, if you've seen a coroutine, awaitable is basically was added when Unity was like, okay, quarantines can't do everything we want. Awaitables are literally like a task version of quarantines where you can actually spin up blocks and stuff on different threads that Unity added. So if anybody's like hasn't seen any of my streams before, I do not use a lot of the code you probably see in some other people's channels, like tutorial wise. I know like it's really good for people to like learn stuff from tutorials, but on my channel I tend to use the current API, not like the obsolete or like the low end API. And what I mean by, sorry, not the like low performance API that is commonly used, such as components. Don't think I need this for now because not all pathfinding will need a controlled shape. Same thing with the use physics or update physics. So we actually don't need that. Let's actually go down here. Okay, yeah, so you're gonna see things where it's like current thing, target position. So target, like I said, we currently have the target. Instead, what we want to actually get the current target. Let's find, make sure I got this right, because this is going to be, yeah, we're going to want to actually replace target with current target. So let's do current target, and you'll notice that position is still vector 3 even inside the transform handle. That's okay. What I could do, I could actually, I mean, you could literally just say float 2, and yeah. Oh, actually, you can't, because Unity has not added a built-in. Ooh, oh, okay, you know what? This is gonna be a fun one. Yeah, you know what? No, we can still do this. We can still do this. The reason why I say you can do this, I think instead of, I want to see if I change this to like float 3 if there's auto conversion, because I thought they added like yeah, okay, they added auto conversions from float 3 to vector 3 and vice versa, but they haven't done vector 3 to float 2 yet. Lovely. That's good to know. Hey Renekton, what's up, buddy? My bearded dragon is running around. So same thing, do current target, and you'll notice that vector2.distance will say it cannot do that because it doesn't accept floats. So how are we going to do this? Well, we have this nice little mathf.distance. So we're going to be replacing a lot of these from the older code with this. Do note, this is probably going to be where we start burst compiling stuff in the future. I don't know if... Okay, I'm going to just put this here. I'm going to just put this here for later. Virtual static. Follow path and, or let's say that we'll say calculate path. Calculate path. All right, virtual actually cannot be yeah. I think, do I want to, yeah, access modifier is not allowed with static. Ooh, you know what, that's okay. Is internal actually allowed? Nope, okay. Yeah, it's okay. It sucks. And I don't know if I'm actually allowed to do this on virtual. Actually, I might have just realized that I'm not going to be able to do what I want. Oh, I just realized the issue isn't because that, it's because I forgot to freaking do the thing. Like I said, brain fog. Haha. I was like, wait a second, that should be allowed. I know that's loud. First of all. So that's what they're planning on doing after core CLR. That's actually their goal is to actually like do some of the behind the scenes stuff for floating vector. But they actually already do have plans to allow doing that. But anyways, yeah. So instead of distance for vector 2, we can actually just take this. I'm going here. And yeah, you know, I need to remove this extra thing, and you'll notice, hey, we're starting to get somewhere. I'll actually do this method later because right now instead of burst compiling, I just want to get it working. Now we need the start position. In the start position, well, there's a couple different ways we can do this. At the current moment, I have it where I'm actually oh man, position move towards. Okay, this might be a fun time. Like I said, this is going to be me experimenting. For now, just for now, I will make like a actual like requirement for the oh, that's that for using a control transform. Actually, no, I can actually do this instead. We're gonna do this. We're actually gonna say transform handle. Yeah, actually, no, I can't do this. Yeah. I was about to say something, but then I realized, no, I'm not stuck with it. I can do what I'm wanting. I'm actually gonna bring this over here so I can see like the full thing. So yeah, at this point, we're almost there. Now, I want to do a couple checks, well, like checks real quick, because I want to see current thing equals new. I want to see if I could do something like this. Okay, give me 1 second. I just want to see if this is possible in a couple ways. Yeah, so at the current moment, if I do like current target position, vector 2 has no conversion. So I want to see. I might be able to just do an as method, and because you can actually make it where like there's an as method as well. But now, so because I really do want to make it where like the I don't want to use like an extra like this is 2D project. I don't want to use the z-axis because every set of memory that you can like save inside job system is going to help a lot. And I'm going to say cannot. Yeah. So you basically cannot do that. So, well, we have a couple options here. So the main problem is like the current even though they're transform handles, they still use vector. So what we could do, actually, we can actually do this. Yeah, we can actually do this. I can say float to current target position. I can actually, and I'm going to say equals. So before we even enter the while loop, I can say this, and I can actually do this. I'm going to say new float, and the reason why I'm doing it outside of the while loop, that way I only have to do it once, like so I don't have to do extra extra CPU processing for converting vector 2 over, and then I should be able to just do this. Yes, okay, we can do this. We can do this. Okay. The only problem is actually we might actually okay, actually that might not work because like if the player moves, obviously we would have to recalculate. Okay, well we can do it here. That's okay. Doing something as simple as this inside of while loop won't be like a performance hit, so that's okay. But yeah, all right. So yeah, current target position. And then basically what we need to do now is actually set up current waypoint and make it also go to a thing. So I could say instead target, we're also going to say current target position. Yeah. Okay, we're going to actually have to do this here. It's fun times. If distance equals current waypoint. Oh, no, I can actually just do this. Just realized I can just do that now. And I could also do that here. Oh, we should actually be good. I'm gonna get rid of that before I forget. That would kind of suck. I think there's only one more spot we need to do some stuff. Yeah, we need to actually get the speed at which we want to move. So I can actually go here and do that. I think, yeah, we'll just do this. Sorry that I'm having to like do this on stream, but like if anybody like most of the time I would think like doing like file updates, I probably should do it off screen, but a lot of people don't know about the transform handle stuff. They don't know about the float and burst compatibility stuff. So maybe doing it on stream might also show people new things that they don't know about, and it could be useful. All right, so yeah, there is our follow path async. And then basically we need to make it where whenever we like actually exit the state. So I'm going to say override on exit. On state exit, we just basically need to say is following target equals false. So whether this is like attacking, entering like an attack state or changing something else. Yeah. And basically I think the only thing really left is to actually do like a on update state, and that's literally just to call the follow path. Yeah, and we're gonna do a discard, by the way. I'm gonna just discard it. Don't you have don't you have delta time too for jobs and bursts? I mean, yeah, you can do like delta time as well. The reason why is because Unity actually like injects it from C++. No joke, like Unity just it's actually extern call. Actually, I wonder, depending on burst compatibility should be able to go into certain extern calls. Yeah, it should work. Like time.delta time should work. Okay. Also, technically, this is not like asynchronous because I'm discarding it. I'll actually change it to be asynchronous later, but oh well. For now, that's okay. And as far as I know, that should be good. I think the only thing left is actually like tell it to start the path. All right, so I'm gonna actually try to keep all the on state stuff together, and then I'm going to go here, and I think literally the only thing left is to actually do like a start path. Virtual void start the path. And basically what start path is, we're just like actually setting the actual like first A star node, and target index equals 0. Like how you say you missed a word, I missed the number, so it's okay. Current target position. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, you want out? Here you go. Yeah, do current target position equals current target current target dot position. I really need to make like a I really need to make like a helper function for that. Come on, it keeps auto-correcting to target position. Do you know? Oh wow! I just realized I almost introduced a bug here. So I need to actually initialize the transform handle, and all I got to do that is transform handle. I'm not kidding. That's literally how you initialized the transform handle. So fun fact, transform handle is actually part of every component now. So like every single component has a transform handle. Do note, instead of just like, you don't want to just say, the reason why I'm doing this, like current target equals transform handle, if we actually go to transform handle, it's a free function. And you'll notice that we're doing marshalling. So what you want to do is you want to catch the handle and just use the catch handle. If you don't, like, if you do like a transform handle dot position and like actually try to like set it from here, stuff like that, every time you every time it tries to access the position, it's going to have to go through C++ land, and that is a performance hit. So that's actually why you catch components. If anybody's ever wondered why, like, okay, why do we catch like the like some people might have seen like, okay, something like this, like transform, our transform. If anybody's ever wondering like, okay, why are we like, why would you just catch the our transform instead of just like calling the transform? Like, why do this when you can just say like, okay, transform dot position, all that kind of stuff? Yeah, there's a reason. If you were just to do this, plus equals, let's say, I'm gonna say dot back. Yeah, we're gonna just do this. I'm gonna actually do. These are both referencing the same transform component, which is class. So these are referencing the same transform, right? But this is a performance hit. This one is a huge performance hit, especially if you do it every frame. And the reason why, well, let's go transform. Oh, look, marshal land. You actually have to actually go through, and it actually enters C++ land again. And I'm not kidding, like, you can see that's a crap ton of stuff. And if you're like doing that every single frame, oh man, it can add up fast. So if anybody's ever wondered why people just catch certain things instead of like just accessing the one that's built into a game object, that is why. Also, fun fact, so let's say you don't catch this. Yeah, well, let's go to position. Ooh, yeah. So you see this position, it's also marshalling. Ta-da! So even though I catch our transform here, if I actually go to position, nope, we're still entering C++ land. That's right. That is still a huge performance hit. So this is actually a double performance hit. This is a single performance hit. Because marshalling can, over time, especially if you are doing like multiple marshalling every single frame, that's actually, you can lose a couple frames per second. And people don't understand, people don't realize, like, even if you, people think, okay, I catch the transform, it's safe to use position. Nope, that is not safe because you're still wasting performance. And that is actually why we do something like this. So if you notice up here, I have like a current target position and so forth. That's why. So if I were to do something like this, private vector 3 position, if I were to actually do this instead, where I say equals our transform.position, and from here on out, if I were to say position equals, or like this, there's no marshalling, zero marshalling at all. So like if I actually go in here, oh look, it just goes here. So if you actually do it this way, where you actually, and just whatever value you do on this one, you just send back to it, it can say performance. The marshalling calls can get ridiculous, and a lot of people, even like non-junior developers don't actually know about how much that just goes into C++ land. And not even just C++ land, it's also like just native land in general. Because whenever you go into native land, sooner or later you have to come back out. So you just get a lot of like performance stuff. Anyways, sorry, rant over. A lot of times on this channel during live streams, I will just try to showcase reasons, because I don't want to be like I don't want to be like a like a developer channel that actually just does something. I want to actually make sure, like, I want to actually teach and actually like show people like, okay, this is the like there's a reason why we do that. Because so many times I see like a lot of I see a lot of like game developers and stuff, and like game developers that are making YouTube videos that are tutorials. I see them not mention these things. So like for beginners that's okay, but like if you're getting into an actual position and you are trying to do like you need to save like CPU performance so you can like spend some frame time for GPU shader fix, it's important to know these kinds of things. I mean, that's not the only reason. There's other reasons, but yeah. But basically, we get the transform handle, and again, this is a actual like struct that we can use. Catch it. After we catch it, we set our current target position. For the start of our A-star pathfinding bat, I'm gonna just use the bat for this example. I'm gonna say, hey, start true, following target, and then we're gonna actually go to our pathfinding manager, or sorry, our path request. God, when the hell did I just realized I misnamed that. Random. Shh. Okay, we're gonna just. I forgot the S. Requeat? What's a requeat? Crap. That's annoying. I love how I spelled it correctly inside the bloody, or no, I actually did not spell it correct inside the file. I spelled both the file wrong. Okay, well, anyways. So we go here, we do instance, null or null conditional check. If we're not null, we get the grid. And check to see if it's null. I know this is diving back and forth between a lot of like objects as well. I'll be improving that. That is one of the things, but it's only for the initialization frame. It's not like for every frame. So I'm okay with like having a temporarily like a frame hit for a single frame. But if it's like something inside like update or fixed update, ooh, no, I don't want that. And then we say node radius equals the grid radius. And if anybody's wondering, like, what is this grid radius? Yeah, there's going to be, I know there's going to be errors since I renamed something. If anybody's wondering, like, what is in that grid radius, if I actually go back to our, what's it, town halls, path grid. Our grid, you'll notice we have node radius here. That's the size of the yellow boxes that chooses the accuracy for like a pathfinding movement. All right. Yeah, I know I gotta click save all. Since I renamed the path request manager, I need to tell it to save all the files that reference it, referencing the wrong name. I can't believe I misspelled that. I didn't realize I misspelled that. That's been there for like a year. I never noticed that until then, or until now. All right, there we go. All right, so now we have our base class, and I want to make sure this. I want to make sure this actually still works. You know, we're not actually going to be using the base class itself, but I want to make sure, like in general, like just the pathfinding actually works. So I'm gonna have the bat disabled just for a second. We're actually gonna do this. Gonna enter play mode. So you can see that is actually the grid node thing I mentioned, like the node radius. So if I actually enable it, okay. Oh, I forgot to set the target. Kind of does make sense if I don't set the target. Do you know, I'm gonna be making a system like right now I'm just like manually testing it in editor. Ooh, not good. Oh, I bet I know what it is. Okay, so about the transform handle thing. Okay, so the reason why my bat didn't move, about the transform handle, I also have to like feed it back to, or feed the value back to it. I'm gonna actually we're gonna, and I also want to make sure real quick that this is actually doing what I expected, because I did just change a crap ton. I mean, I changed a crap ton of stuff. So let's make sure. Oh no, I missed one line. I was like, I know why it's not working. So fun fact, guys, I said the start path, but I never called start path. I was like, wait a second. Yeah, I literally just forgot to call start path. I was like, man, that actually looks correct now since I'm like scrolling up through the code. No, I just never called the method. Amazing. Let's do override on start. And yep, do start path. Okay, if anybody's wondering why I'm not like shoving all like some of this code into like the actual like on start and on state exit, I'm going to be changing some stuff to be asynchronous and also changing stuff to be burst compatible. So there might be times where I need to call like a static method for burst compatibility. So I basically will call it from a normal method, and that normal method would call like a static burst compiled method. So that's why I'm currently just like have like on start and on state exit, stuff like that, like literally set to how should I say this, to be one-liners at the current moment. I also should on update state right there. Before I go any further, I want to actually I'm gonna override the on init and add a couple things. This should be the last method. Fingers crossed. I want to say I'm gonna need it if chase player. You know, this is why actually I'm gonna be making it where like it'll automatically try to find the player. Let's do this. So we're gonna just say and basically what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna use the is chase player to automatically assign a target. I actually watched Gittiman. Yeah, I actually recently watched his like Octree video and stuff, and actually like implemented like a burst compiled and like a jobified setting. It was nice. I knew about Quadtrees and Octrees. I just haven't really like had a reason to implement them to Unity until recently. We're gonna say target equals spawn. Oh, actually, wait. Instead of saying spawn system on init, we're gonna do this. Okay. We're actually gonna change the. I love how it opened on the wrong window. Okay, so I basically have it where I have this spawn system. There's actually events here that allows you to like read whenever a player actually spawns, like initial spawn and everything. What I should actually do here, so on init is actually called from the actual init thing. So we have init and then we have on init. And if anybody's wondering where on or init itself is called, well, the state machine brain. There's actually is like an initialized state thing. What I might need to do, because we actually have like, I added it where people can do on awake overrides and everything. And the reason why I say people, if anybody doesn't know, all the code I have is on a public repo. If anybody ever wants to like grab it, like if anybody hasn't seen it, like I actually do have like all the code just shoved into a public repo with actual manual pages. Do note it is alpha, so some things might be a little questionable or buggy, but yeah. But just figured I'd mention it. Okay, so I'm gonna actually go here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually set up the listener to the initialize or initial player spawn handler, and what it'll let me do is I'll never have to set the target manually like I'm doing in for testing ever again. Basically, I can say should chase player actually should chase player, and basically current target on awake. I don't know if I can say based on that here. Yep, no, I figured I couldn't. During awake. Yeah, we'll just say like awake here. So what I can do here is I can say like on awake, and I can actually say spawn system dot on initial player spawn, and I can actually say actually spawn system. Oh, feel like I'm. Yeah, I was about to say, wait a second. On method is literally to list or to actually call the start event. I'm going to say, let's say on player spawn initially. What we're going to do is if good chase player, set that. And now, the reason why it does it this way, this method is called 100% after the player is actually loaded fully into the game. So if you need to guarantee, like if you need a reference like player transform handle or player transform or any component on the player or anything like that, you can actually listen to this, and you can make sure that whenever you're like doing something that references the player, it is guaranteed the player is already spawned into the scene. One usage is setting the initial player camera target or stuff like that. So I can say this, and I can basically do this instead. So instead of, I'm going to still have it on init, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually say current target equals, I'm going to say player controller, because that's actually the base player controller class. And I can just do this. I can say transform handle, and there we go. And I can say current target position equals current target position. Yeah, okay. I'm really getting tired of having to like take this out. We're gonna make a method. We're gonna make a method. Oh man, I'm about to make a method just to like do this on the backside of stuff. Yeah, so now I can say distance dot. Okay, yeah. We're gonna say try get component. Actually, no, I don't need that anymore. I don't think I should do that in the base component. We're gonna do this. We're gonna say control transform equals the state brain dot controlled game object dot transform. Oops. Make sure I did set this as transform handle. Yeah. And we'll need to check like a. Well, actually, I don't think I need this check in the base class. Let me make sure all this actually looks correct. Yeah, so make sure I got this. Okay. Yeah, I don't need that for the base class. I had to make sure. I do need this though. I do need this one line, sadly. Okay. So now we replaced all transform usages with transform handle. I'm just keeping this one here for debugging reasons, just test out stuff, and we're gonna find out if this bloody worked. All right, first things first, I'm gonna actually make it where the bat is actually enabled on spawn, because like I said, I want to see if I can actually get it properly following or setting the player as target. Oh, can I put a serialized field protected? Yeah, should chase player. What? Nani? Fine. Okay, yeah, I put a serialized field there. Why is this not appearing inside the inspector? Wait, what is this jank? Am I blind? Huh? Oh, okay. Oh, that's just fun. Oh, wait, I wonder. Did I, okay, for a second I was like, did I accidentally pull into mathematics bowl? Because then it would make sense. Um, yeah, well, that's fun. Why is this not serializing? It serialized the transform, it serialized the target. Oh, is it doing that thing? Hold on, thought. I gotta like go back and forth. No! What is this weirdness, I say? Um, wow. That's a very interesting thing. Alright, Unity, come on. This is weird. Why? Okay, Unity, what the hell kind of bug is this crap? Wait. Oh, wait, no, it's because of this. One second, actually. It's not a bug, it just didn't compile because I actually had to go through and set this up. Yeah, because I need to actually revert that to being public again. I swear I actually saved that though, so I swear I actually saved that already, but whatever. Who cares? As long if it works, it works. Alright, now. Yep, there we go. That was gonna drive me insane if I didn't notice. There's no path yet. Oh yeah, because I need to. Alright, so I need to make sure that this is actually called after a certain, like after the path is actually created. So that is literally the last thing I gotta do. So what would be? So yeah, what would actually be this? Okay. Yeah, so actually I don't need this anymore. I actually don't need this anymore. And I probably actually don't need a wall loop. Actually, let's do this for a second. I'm gonna actually change a couple things because I just realized I actually because how I changed a couple of the other stuff, I actually don't need to worry about this anymore. Actually, I don't need that as well. There we go. Yeah, like I said, this is big little experiment with me figuring out stuff, changing them, and then let it compile. And it should give me one error correct in one place. Yeah, I was like, it should give me one more error because I realized I forgot to remove the discard. Unassigned variable target has been unassigned. Okay. This is this actually how is that actually running before? Okay, we're gonna find out something. This is nice stuff about asynchronous code. I said another reason why I stream is so people can see learn from my mistakes. I mean, it's like I'm not worried about like doing mistakes like on stream because honestly, if you're a developer, uh, you're gonna like testing code and trying to figure stuff out is literally your job. I know like a lot of people like whenever they like watch YouTube channels and stuff, they don't they don't expect like them to make mistakes, but it's actually more often the people that show their mistakes on stream, I feel like are the ones that actually understand like a lot of the actual developer like struggles and actually have gone through stuff like that. Oh yeah, so it is actually going into here. Current target equals player controller transform handle. Oh yeah, so current target position. Yeah, okay, so that part is actually going through. Wait, this actually goes through. Oh, nope, nope. Whoops. I forgot to actually, that needs removed. Okay, I see where issue is. Yeah, I see. All right, let's actually go into Unity real quick, and let's do that. That's just to do. So on state. I actually forgot. So instead of saying that, I can actually get rid of this. I did not even mean to do that because we actually need to do controlled. We actually need to use like control transform. That was my bad. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, okay, this is gonna sound weird. I'd rather hire like if I was a hiring manager, I'd rather hire someone that makes couple like mistakes but actually can learn from it. Because like I mean, look at scientists. You know how many times they failed at making things, and then they made once in like lifetime discoveries that changed all of humanity. Like Einstein, Tesla, like all of them have failed like so many times, like hundreds, thousands of times throughout their life. But that's okay. Okay, so now it should be good, right? Okay. Where the fuck? Oh! Also, I'm literally, I'm also going through like trying to update like multiple systems at once. This is like three different things. I'm trying to update from transform handles. I'm also like switching over to trying to make it in a format that can actually be used where I can customize how pathfinding is done. All right, so we know this runs. We know this runs. I don't need to see this anymore. Actually, I might not even need those. I was just checking something. Yep. Oh, and it works. Yay. Okay. So we got transform handle working. We got pathfinding working. All right, cool. Okay. So I know it sounds weird being happy about something that we had working earlier. Well, the old system used a non-burst compatible and non jobification compatible code, and now we can burst compile it. So that is already a huge change. Let's do this. So now since we got this, at the current moment we have like a target, and I want to make it where we actually can have an array of targets. So let's do this. So we have our pathfinding state here. What we need to do is we need to make it where we can have an array of transform handles. And the transform handles we can either do a couple things. We can either have an array of float twos, or we can have an array of transform handles. Like, well, yeah, it might be just the best to do like a actual native array or native list of transform handles. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have just a list of like transform handles that act as patrol points, and then we're going to allow the pathfinding system to actually go back and forth between them. So I can actually say transform handle. I'm going to say and basically the current target will actually be like the current like patrol point or the player if that's what they're going towards. So yeah. So that is our base class. That's all we need for that. So now that we have base class, I'm going to do, we're going to just do this. I'm going to say patrol points pathfinding. God, I hate, these names are kind of ridiculous, but well. Patrol points pathfinding state. So basically, it'll like this will actually inherit from the first, like the base class that we just created, and the only difference between this one and the base class is instead of like just going to one target, it'll actually let us go to different targets, but we don't have to redo the freaking follow path thing. We don't have to actually do that. What we can do is set it up where after we actually follow the target, so like after, well, actually, we can actually do this. Let's do this part. target index. Also, target index, for anybody curious, is actually the target of the nodes along the path, just inside the grid. So basically, whenever the pathfinding state is activated, it creates a array or list of nodes that act as the start point to the end point for the actual target to follow. And it basically allows for like a lot smoother movement. But what we need to do now is whenever we're actually within target, target distance of the patrol point, we actually need to also change our target. So instead of doing that here, what I could do is where we actually call this, we can actually do something right after this. So we can do this now. Instead of, we can say check patrol point distance. And this is where we start doing a lot of burst compile stuff. Actually, instead of take there, I'm going to take this in here, and yeah, we're going to have fun here. So what I'm going to do is basically going to override this one, and we're going to just say override on update state base, and then we're going to say check patrol distance, and we got a couple of things we can do here. I know it sounds weird, I'm gonna actually bring up the patrol alert. There should be, yeah. I'm gonna actually bring this up for reference for a couple tricks I learned with burst compilable code. That way I'm not like trying to remember it from scratch. Also, I can let me clean up these using statements real quick, and then we're good to go. Yeah, let's go here now. So let's do this. First, I need to do burst compile. Do a couple things. So since we're doing a burst compatible code, we got to do this a little bit interestingly, at least. So, like, if I actually go into like the burst, open inspector, I got some code stuff already like done. Let's actually go to, yeah, okay, that's the one I was wanting. Okay, so room module. Yeah, okay, so okay, yeah, I was looking at the right one. Just want to make sure, like, for reference. Yeah. So we can actually do this. Yeah, we can actually do this. So there's basically what we got to do here. We got to check the current distance, the current character distance to the next patrol point. I'm gonna do pseudocode for this real quick. Instance change the patrol point change the patrol point target, or the current target. Actually, that's good. You know what? Sorry. With all the brain fog and stuff, I'm like having to like write down like simple things just to focus it, but that's okay. So what we got to do is we're gonna need to actually check our current thing for our actual like current position. So let's do float 3. We're gonna do current position. We're gonna say in yeah, we're gonna, so we need current position. We need a float 3 for basically the, actually really don't want to use, like I said, I really don't want to use like just float 3. So instead of float 2, I'm going to just say float 2. This is 2D project. It's okay. Current position. Now I guess say current patrol target. Current patrol point. Yeah, we're going to just say that. And we'll basically need to do a few checks like this. So we're going to need to say if math dot distance. We're going to say current position dot current position, or sorry, current patrol point. And then we're going to need to also pass in a value for that. I'm actually going to just put these down here, and we're going to need in float, and I'm going to say distance, or yeah, let's say stopping distance. And we're going to just say that. Basically, if we're in stopping, like the actual like current position, current patrol point is within stopping distance, we need a way to tell it to say, hey, the current target needs to actually be changed. So we can either change the current target transform handle. So I could actually say like a transform handle. But the thing is, okay, so if we do that, since this is a static thing, we can't actually, well, actually, yeah, I can't reference like local, like static or transform handle and just say, hey, assign this. So what we could do is, yeah, you know what? I gotta think about this for a second, because if you want to do burst compatible code, I can't just reference like the actual like transform handle from the class, because they're not considered static. So, and that's usually like where all the fun parts of burst compatible code actually comes from. So, because right now we need to check distance. If we are within a patrol point distance, we need to update the current target handle, like the current target. Oh no, you know what? Index. No, we don't. Ref. Current index. No, we don't. We can do this. We can do this. Okay, so here's the idea. So basically, we have a private int control point index. And basically, we have a private native array of transform handles, patrol point handles, and we'll just do, well, actually, we won't do that yet. We don't want to do that. Okay, yeah, we can do this. And basically, what I'm going to say is we're going to actually take the current like index, or current like index for whatever the patrol point is, and depending on what this is, I'm gonna actually like oh, you know what? I don't think you can actually return a bool. I want to see something. I want to see if the burst compiler actually haven't had to really do that. I want to check something real quick. We're gonna say return just true for a second. I know this looks weird, but I want to see something. And I'm gonna say controlled, yeah, controlled. Let's say controlled transform position. Never mind. We are gonna say float 3, just so I don't have to like suffer through converting those. Oh well. Current control point. Now I'm gonna just say current target. Actually, I can actually do. I'll only have to do it for the first one, just temporarily. Hold up, like this is gonna be. Then just say no radius. Yes, okay. I can do this weirdness. It's gonna be a fun one. This is gonna be a fun one, real quick. Okay, I wanna just see if it spits out saying, "Hey, can't do or return booleans in burst compatible code." I'm pretty sure you can. but I'm not sure if you actually just have to, like, if it's one of those ones where you have to do pass by reference. Oh no, it works. Okay, yeah. Okay, this is gonna be stupid then. Okay, this actually does work. So I actually don't need index. So basically what we're gonna do is I can say if, and then so basically if I'm within distance and so forth, I actually can just manipulate the index, like the patrol point index here outside of burst compatible code. Yeah, we're gonna see this. Okay, if gonna be like a actual one-liner of burst compatible code in the end. Well, I was not expecting that. Math.distance. Yeah, this is actually gonna be like a thing. I'm actually gonna rename this. I'm gonna say within stopping distance. And I might actually be able to use this in multiple scripts instead. I might actually move this to a utility function. I'm gonna just say yeah, I'm actually gonna do this. I'm gonna say current position, current patrol point. I'm gonna actually do return. Math is less than stopping distance. Basically, if this is actually less than the stopping distance, return true. And I could just do this. So I could actually say, and what I need to do is instead of having like the controlled transform, I also need to have like a controlled position that's a float to instead, which I will actually do inside the base class. So what we're going to do is I'm going to say controlled position. That's probably a shitty naming convention. Oh well. But hey, whatever, right? And then what I could go, and I can actually go down here and I could actually do this. Do. Actually, oh, because then that would also make it where I have to like yeah, okay. Okay, Unity, I really like to have it where you can like have built-in like or like implicit convertibles from float 3 to float 2, please. Half my code is literally just because there's that from vector 2 and vector 3. But hey, oh well. Whatever. Okay. Just for now, and I do mean just for now, I'm gonna just put it here. I mean, it's yeah, I'm gonna just do it here. Yeah, okay, a lot of this isn't that it's complicated or it should be complicated. It should be super easy. It's just getting around like weird things like that, like having it where you can't do like float twos or anything like that, or like convert like float threes or stuff like that to float twos back and forth, or vector 3 to vector or vector 3 to float twos. You know, you get it. You get the idea. So what I can do now since that stupidity is up and over, make sure I'm like send this correctly. I can actually just fucking do this. God, I hate that. We're gonna just say we're gonna just do this. Incoming patroller. Hey. Yeah, stupid. I know. I mean, granted, a lot of this will come. A lot of this will be a lot easier in the future. One, when I get used to having to do stuff, because like this is also like something I just got to get used to, like doing. Oh yeah, so what we're gonna need to do is actually add that now. So patrol point paths, remove this, and basically what we're gonna say is okay, I can't remember. We're gonna say for a native container. Yeah, you know what? That's okay. We're gonna do this. So what I'm gonna say is we're gonna have a actual private transform handle. Actually, yeah, instead of a native, just so I could see this easier inside of the inspector, I'm going to just do this. I'm going to just say patrol point handles. And basically, I'm going to just say on, so we have like a on and wake here. So what I'm going to do is literally just grab this and override it. And I'm going to just say, do that. Oh, wait, did I make that a, yeah, that needs to be a protected method. And then also just right here, say if transform or patrol point handles dot length is basically greater than 0. I'm going to say current target position, or yeah, current target equals patrol point handles 0. Just set it where like we can actually like choose the starting control point. Yay for burst compile code being a little bit more difficult than necessary, but it's improving over time. Uh-oh. Okay, for a second I thought like, okay, make sure that that didn't break burst compatibility. Yeah, okay, so it works. Good, good. Now let's see if I oh, you know what? I just realized something. Sorry, I had to open the door for my dog. I just realized something. Okay, remember how I said transform handles is literally just ID? Yeah, okay, so it's kind of worthless for me to say array of transform handles. Hey, Trixie, leave the little lizard alone. Yeah, if you're gonna be in here, leave the lizard alone. My dog is trying to pet the lizard. Don't pet the lizard. Yeah, okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually have transform here. And what we're gonna have to do. No, Trixie. Sorry, guys. 1 second. One second. I apologize for my little. All right, sorry about that, guys. I figured I'd mute while the doggy was having its little fun times. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually, okay, patrol points is less than 2 return because you need at least 2 points. And what we're gonna say is for the each, we're gonna say dot. We're gonna actually make sure that the patrol point handles equals new, and I'm gonna actually say let's say we're gonna just say like a patrol point leaves. Oh yeah, I forgot. Gotta actually say transform handle. That way I can actually make sure that they match up inside the for loop, and I can just do this. Equals 0 points. Not transform handle. And this way, I literally just set it. I just get to transform handles once, and so like the first frame, we'll have to use like the non-burst compatible like transform, but we're just gonna use them to actually grab the burst compatible transform handles, and then from there we just go with that. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna see if this works. I'm so sorry if you guys hear my little doggy. She's a little happy little thing. Someone randomly brought her to me. I was not expecting her a few weeks ago. So, uh, all right. So let redo that. Okay, yeah. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna see, hopefully, and I'm gonna sooner or later like move these away from transform to just be like float points. And there's actually oh my God, Trixie. Okay, 2 seconds. Literally just 2 seconds. I gotta grab my dog and put her somewhere. Sorry, I'm so sorry. So sorry about that. She's a little puppy. She gets excited. I hopefully it wasn't too loud on your guys' ears. I'm so sorry if it was loud. My bad. Anyways, what I was saying is these will eventually be turned into like not even just transforms, but actual like float twos. And if anybody's wondering how I'm doing, I plan to do that. Notice I have like a little like a thing here called Bloody Zombie inside Inspector. I actually have it where I actually created a tool that allows me like a drag and drop little like Singui things, and that value is actually returned as a float. And for example, the character spawner, so if you see right here spawn position, ooh, it actually gets updated to it. I'll just do that for the patrol points in the future, but for now, just so I can make sure everything works, I would like to actually get like the actual patrol, like just 2 patrol points real quick. Yeah, I have it where there's like a peak to audio, that way it shouldn't be too bad, but still like yeah, it's really distracting. Okay, so I want to see this. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so I'm gonna make, please, I don't know if this is gonna work or not. Oh, right. Okay, wait. I forgot. I need to turn off should chase player for a moment. No. How's that? Wait a second. How's that freaking messed up? Huh. Current target. Object not set. Object set not set my ass. Okay, alright, so, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, sorry, I need to also do this, inside of here. Do. Actually, no, wait, it should have been set right here. Okay, that's fun. Current target position. But yeah, so that should actually be set right here. So let's go and let's actually go into Unity and see what this is. Yeah, this first stream of me being back is literally just going to be me updating and improving like what I already have. Once I have like the improvement done, there'll be more interesting stuff. But thank you so much for joining. You have a great day. Okay. Okay, make sure I got this right. Okay, so yes. Okay, so current target is being set. All right, I see how this is. Yeah, okay, so it is set. It is set. Yeah, it's now set. All right, okay. What is going on here? It's so it was right here where it said there was a thing. So let's actually go here. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Current target position. Current target position. How? Wait. All right, game. Okay, so Why? Okay, it bugged out the first time. All right, I see how this is. I see how this is. So, hmm. Well. Okay. Okay, yeah, so the control, yeah, okay, so it's not. Wait a second. It's being called twice. On and it's being called twice. Wait a second. State core awake. Okay. Yep. Pathfinding state. Okay. Oh, yeah, duh. Okay. I see where it is. I know where it is. Okay. I also know why it's working one time whenever I'm going for debug mode and then when it's not. Okay. So, yeah, current target. Actually, no, because I should, yeah, the current target is actually being set right here. As long as, but the current target, okay, we're gonna make sure that this is actually being reached. Yeah, okay. Why? So if you oh, it's asynchronous thing. Okay. So if you notice that, okay, watch this. So if I put all the differences, so when I don't have a breakpoint, it errors out, right? But if I do have a breakpoint and I just click play, and yeah, if I do this, I'm gonna actually take away these. It doesn't error out. It's an asynchronous thing. So, wow, JetBrains Rider. Okay, so what's happening is whenever I'm entering a breakpoint and debugging it, Unity is apparently still just running the asynchronous thing instead of like actually pausing the thread like it's supposed to be. Well, that's actually JetBrains Rider thing. So it's like actually going one more frame, and then like during that one frame, it's actually assigning it. So when I go through the breakpoints, the asynchronous thread is actually finishing in the background, even though like Unity is supposed to be paused. Well, thank you, Unity. I love that. I love that. Not. Okay, well, that's okay. So literally, all we got to do to actually fix that is make sure stop the race condition on the thread. So yeah, all I got to do is really stop that race condition on thread. I can do that. That's not a problem. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if you notice, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. It's literally just a race condition that happens every so often. Good to know. So the logic actually is there. I'll update the Reddit race condition in a little bit. I just want to actually check to make sure. Okay, so that's kind of the fun part about asynchronous and then like multi-threading stuff, and also well, using burst compiler. You get used to like running into it, and okay, so let's actually get it to a frame where it actually does not happen. Yeah, it's so weird. You get used to issues like that when just trying to run stuff on a separate thread. Okay, so first compile has actually come back. I'm actually gonna need that or remove this. I love how that's literally a one-line burst compiled helper code, but so yeah, so if within distance, we basically gotta update the actual patrol index. So we're gonna have the patrol index equals 0. And whenever we reach a patrol point, all we gotta do is just do this. Plus plus, patrol index equals plus plus. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if patrol point index is if the patrol point index is now actually greater than the patrol point handles dot length, we got to do something. So we actually got to reverse it. We got to actually, we should actually do this instead. What we should do is here. So if the patrol point index plus plus actually equals that, or is greater than that, we actually can do a couple things here. First, we actually need to just tell them, okay, so you're at the end of the patrol point. Well, go back now. Also, if this is length, we actually need to say greater than or equal to, because patrol point index will be 0 and the length would be like let's say the patrol point is 2, or like the length is 2. Patrol point index would be 0, 1, and once we reach 2, that's when we need to go backwards. So I'm actually going to just do this instead for a couple reasons. So what we're going to do is instead, we're going to reverse the, tell it to go backwards. So we're going to say bool backtracking is backtracking. And all we got to do now is go here and actually, we're gonna have to do a couple things here. We're gonna say if not backtracking. So if we're going forward, we'll need to check here. So if we're going forward along the path, then we need to make sure that we're also not like getting above the length or equaling the length. When we do this, if we reach this point, that means we need to flip. And we need to say is back. We need to actually start backtracking. And then instead of doing instead of saying patrol index equals or plus plus, we need to say patrol index minus minus. Or just when we reach the end. We also will need to do check to see if we are currently backtracking. Yeah, so basically now do like the reverse of this. And basically patrol index equals is equal to 0 or less than 0. There should never be a time where it goes under 0, but I'm going to add that just in case as a safety measure. So basically, if we are backtracking now and patrol index is that, basically just flip it. Equals false. And we're going to actually just go ahead and set the point. Those are like two if statements that just make checking the end in the beginning, like make sure we're not like going past the start or the end point. And if neither of these are true, that means we're just going from point, like the middle point to another middle point. So if that's the case, we need to actually do this. So I don't think it'll actually let this syntax works. You know what? Actually, I think there's like a pattern in C# that we can use in the current version that Unity uses. Who cares? Is backtracking. So is backtrack if we're like if is backtracking. This is gonna be so annoying. Like it's gonna look really stupid, like code wise. Else like that. There should be a C# pattern that I can just like do this. Not even like a Ternarian thing, but like a. Actually, I guess not. I am gonna go ahead and just invert this if statements. That way I don't have to like have so many freaking things. All right, cool. So this looks so like weird. It looks like really poor code, but whatever, it works. All right, so now hopefully I have to, or hopefully the bat will literally go to end of a point, go backwards, go in, go back, and we'll actually have a patrolling enemy, and then we can start on the the what's called the attacking. Okay, yeah, race condition. Ignore the race condition. Yeah, okay. No, I was hoping. Damn. All right, let's actually step through this real quick then. If yeah, let's actually step through this and make sure. Actually, yeah, let's do this. So, okay, I might end up fixing that race condition real quick, just so I don't have to like keep hitting it. Okay, so yeah, we're not currently backtracking, right? So we are false. Patrol index +1, so that is actually true, right? Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, did we go down there? Oh no, wait. Okay, yeah, patrol point index equals oh, whoops. Okay, so I did all that right and I forgot to actually, okay, I see what I did. I literally forgot one line of code. I'm not kidding, I literally forgot one line of code. So all the code I just wrote actually does work. Current target equals patrol handles and then patrol index. I literally just forgot that line. I was like, that's weird. I might have to also manually set the float too, but we're gonna find out. Okay, I hate this race condition so much. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Yeah. Oh, I think that needs to be minus. Okay. I'm gonna have to fix this. Okay, yeah. Fun. If anybody's like seen this, like I said, that's just a race condition. I gotta like actually change that. Like just change some asynchronous code in the background. All right. So yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was right. I just need to Wait. Okay. Nope. That was actually correct because it reached the first patrol point and then it yeah, we're about to dig into the asynchronous code just so I don't have to like have fun with this race condition. Okay, we're doing this real quick. Okay, what we're gonna say is we're gonna go here and I'm gonna actually just go into this. We're gonna not worry about that. We're gonna actually go up here. And I'm actually not going to, I'm gonna actually just set this up. Yeah, I'm gonna just set it right here. Just temporarily. That should make it out of the asynchronous code's race condition by one, like, should. I'm also putting this on a separate thread, so might have to do some thread checking. Oh yeah, so patrol, that's correct. Wait, what? Did I just go do it twice? Oh, that's why. Oh my God. Whoops. Okay. I get you. I get what's happening. Okay. Wow. Okay, so what is happening is it's reaching this point 3 times in the same frame. Yeah. It's literally reaching this point multiple times within the same frame. And what I mean by that is like Okay, so frame 1, notice that says patrol point index, instantly goes to, yeah. So this shouldn't have happened. That should have only gone once, and then the bat should have already moved away. Yeah, there you go. And then, whoops, yeah, there we go. All right, so what is our fun little times? Okay, so it's probably only happening. So we got to check this out real quick. Okay, so that also explains why there's still like one more like yeah, okay. Dang, that's so man, how do I make sure that actually the current target, the controlled position, the current target position, when is this getting updated? Uh, mm, okay. So yeah, it is a little asynchronous thing that's happening here. Okay. So basically, this is not being updated fast enough outside the asynchronous method. I mean, that's actually super simple. Like, I'm not kidding, that is actually super simple. I could just do new float 2. And I could just say current target dot and current target. I'm about to make a wish list to Unity, be like, hey, can you just add a implicit like conversion from float 2 and float 3? That would be very nice. Okay, yeah, so let's see. That should make it where even with the asynchronous like delay, I shouldn't have to worry about that now. So let's actually go here because it's literally just a fretting race condition since I'm putting this on a different thread. What I can do is I can just set that value on the main thread right away, and we're gonna see if this works. Yay! No! God dang it. Well, it fixed the first one. It fixed the first one, right? Okay. Alright, so well, that's gonna be a joy. Go through. Let's actually leave play mode first, and then start the debug. Okay, so it did not like have issues for the first or like the first race, like the first patrol point. So this should continue. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. So no, we no longer have that nice little race condition. Ooh, no, bad. Okay, bad. That should be this should be 1. Actually, this should be 0. Oh, now it's 0. Okay, what? It goes to 2 and then to 0. What? In the same, like within like 1 frame and then another frame, but it should just go straight to 0 instead of 2. Okay, so that means, okay, so one of these is actually where our culprit is. So for some reason, I'm actually going to like, let's actually take Unity like outside of play mode real quick. And we're gonna actually do this again. All right, so that's correct. And then, all right, so when it reaches in, all right, so it's actually going into here. Okay, yeah, because it's backtracking. Okay, yeah. Oh, I'm an idiot. That should be else if. That should be else if. Okay, because literally we're going to okay, so patrol point index is now 0, right? Okay, so yeah, and now it's no longer 0. It's 1 now, which is correct, but I forgot to put else here, so it's actually doing plus plus twice. Whoops. All right, well, thankfully that's a simple solution. All right. Yay. Okay, I'm glad that's a simple solution. All right. And that is why knowing how to use the debugger and like IDE really makes life a lot easier. Now I can actually just go here and I can say else if. Yeah. Please work. I'm tired of looking at a burst compatible code. Also different threads. I like to just work on my like nice little main thread. I'm sorry if you guys hear the puppy again. Oh, she's just super energetic. I'm so sorry. Like she's just a very happy little doggy. Okay, so yeah, that sort of worked. Yeah, we no longer got that, but now I'm pretty sure I know where the next part, like next issue is. Okay, so yeah, just got to do this one more time. Sorry that this is like we're just looking at the same amount of code. Yeah, don't need to worry about that. That reaches very end here. Okay, yeah. So make sure that I didn't miss any places. Okay, yeah. So wait a second. Wait a second. Control point. Okay, I'm oh, okay. So another like little fun thing. I was trying to figure out. I had to like look at the Unity editor and the thing. All right, so there's three little fun things here, and I think I got the last one of them figured out. So basically, yeah, do. We need to. Actually, I guess we should make these all like else ifs. I really do not like how that's structured. That is really poorly structured, guys. I'm sorry, but for now, that's gonna be it. I didn't even think about like I should have just done like a return. Okay, please just yay. First compatible multi-threaded pathfinding is done. This sucks. Sorry. Fun times. But hey, it works. Okay, so we actually have code that runs on different threads now. And depending on what it's having to do, instead of working on a side or like a back thread, it'll just do it asynchronously. And we have burst compatible burst compiling for really good performance. Now let's spawn 100,000 of them. Okay, maybe not 100,000. Let's do this. Let's just spawn a crap ton of these guys. We're gonna see how well this works. Yoink, yoink. Yeah, yoink. I feel like the guy that made Vampire Survivor would be very proud with my retardation of like trying to do this. So the goal is to just get maybe like 100 of them 0 frame drops. Like, also I need to go through and I need to set up the path grid to be actually very big. Maybe do 200. Oh, actually no, 100. Okay. I have no idea how well this is gonna work, guys. And look at them. Hey, okay, so here's the question. Not I don't feel any frame drops, but I want to actually go to standalone process. So if anybody's wondering like, why did I spend so much time? This is it. So I can literally just like do this. I want to actually like check this out. I'm going to capture real quick. Well, hi Daisy. Hi. What do you guys want? All right, and all right. So let's make sure. I recorded the frames, by the way. So, I mean, do note, since we're in editor mode, I mean, it's not going to give us accurate thing, but look at the player freaking time. 0% pretty out. Well, actually, the self is 0%, but the player loop is actually only like 30%. All right, let's see. What was the biggest hit to frame time? Actually, let's find this. Oh God, where is it? Is it just so highly performant that it's going to take forever for us to actually find inside the profiler? Okay, one second. I'm going to try to find this. Okay, I see how this is. It should be update runtime behavior, state machine brain. Oh yeah. Okay, so 100, almost 200 enemies, and it's 0.5 milliseconds in editor. And runtime will actually be better performance. My only issue is garbage collection. I do know the garbage allocation is not because of what I just did. It's there's a different part of it that I need to clean up and remove. But don't worry about it. Oh, actually, you know what? Well, since I think about it, do I still have that debug log just randomly playing? Okay, just make sure. Okay, so I mean, still, like once I remove that thing that actually is causing like garbage collection, you know what's great? Let's have 1,000 enemies real quick. Yeah, let's do this. Da 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 da. Ah! I was not kidding. We're doing this. We're gonna see how performant this craft is. This is it, people. I mean, you might as well. You could literally. Oh, we're over 1,000. Okay, my bad. Okay, we're gonna see how much over 1,000 this is. I'm gonna just. Okay. Like I said, it's the performance might just be taking a tank because of garbage allocate. Yep. Okay. So once I remove the garbage allocation, you know, we're good to go. I just got to remove that. Wait. Why is there? Oh, okay. I thought. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna do this. Basically, all I got to do is remove that one garbage allocation thing, and we won't have any performance issues. I do want to do this where I want to actually add some profiler custom stuff. That way, I don't have to like search and guess what is where all the garbage allocation is. Let's actually go here. Let's go to my custom physics stuff. I'm gonna actually go to tile map, my tile map shape thing. Hi, Trixie. Oh my God. No, Trixie. Sorry. Someone's taking her outside. Okay. That way she's not barking. I do apologize. Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna do a couple things. One, we're gonna actually set up a profiler sampler, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna say we're actually gonna do this, and instead of having that, we're gonna say private constant profile marker, and I'm gonna say we're gonna say Actually, I need to, we're gonna do this because the base class is actually where we have like the biggest amount of like possible things. I'm gonna say path or follow path marker equals new profile marker, and basically, actually wait, if I remember right, profile marker just takes in string, right? Okay. I just took a string. Well, anyways, I guess not. Oh yeah, it has to be read only. And if I remember right, can I just put in like doesn't, yeah, okay, it does take a name. I'm gonna say follow path. Yeah, we're gonna just say follow path. Pathfinding. Say patrol point. Patrol point. Follow path. And the reason why I'm doing this is I want to actually be able to figure out, like, make sure that I'm not causing any like performance degradation, and also it's kind of useful. And I'm gonna say okay. I thought you could just do begin sample. It's been a while since I've done this. I know you can just pass in a string into the begin sample, but that's also causing memory allocation, so that would also be kind of stupid. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I was close. So I actually, it's been a while since I've done this, so I can just say begin. And then I just say in. Okay, I was close. Yay. Also, yeah, I forgot the naming convention is supposed to be that. Okay, so we're gonna see if the follow path is where all those memory allocations is. Once we get those memory allocations like done, we should be able to have 1,000, 2,000 enemies. I'm not kidding, like actually running around without a single performance hit. So now if I actually do this, I'm going to prepare to record on the profiler, and do note I have like a profiler on the right side. Let's just do this real quick. Okay, yeah, it is what I was thinking. Okay. Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure that it is what I was thinking for a memory allocation. Okay, so we actually go to the patrol path point. You will notice that that is indeed where garbage allocations is. Oh, I bet I know where the garbage allocation is, actually. I wonder, because even though float 2s are actually, let's check something out real quick. I bet I 100% know what the issue is. Okay, so it might actually be better to use okay, here's gonna be some memory fun things. It might actually be better to actually do this, where we're actually passing in that. And the reason why, yeah, let's actually change these. I'm gonna like demonstrate why this might actually be better. I can just say, so yeah, I can just say now current target dot position, and we're gonna see something. I want to see like how big of a hit is the Unity doing for backend on that. So if I do dot position there, and we're also gonna do same thing here. I'm gonna just say current target dot position. So we're moving away from like that, and also do this here. I'm actually not gonna actually worry about that. We're gonna actually just do current target position. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one. This is actually where those memory allocation were. I was trying to do some memory stuff like lower the amount of memory we're using in data struct, but that's not worth it if there's memory allocation or like creating garbage allocation. All right, so find path awaitable. What we can do is we can also do this now. This might actually be okay. This one, yeah, this one might actually need to be new vector2. Oh, that's actually, yeah, this is where memory allocation is, because that's expecting a vector2 and I was passing in a float. So whenever I was passing in the float into, okay, this is actually, yeah, right here is actually where all those memory allocations was. It's not this part, it was this part, specifically this one. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't even think about that. Okay. 1 second. I want to do this real quick. I'm going to actually come in here. I'm gonna actually, just so I don't forget, because I am going to, yeah, this is actually where all the memory allocations was. I think that actually should just work out of the box, right? Yeah. Okay, wow. I didn't think about that. And then I can then do array, so if I remember, is it vector2 array? Yeah, array empty. Let's do this real quick. Let's actually set this up. Dot empty, and then we just say vector2 and I know this looks weird, but yeah, okay, yeah, because I could just say retrace points. Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, so this is actually where a crap ton of the allocations actually was coming from. So I can just say change these to position. I want to check this out real quick, and we're going to see if this is good enough to reduce a lot of the memory allocations. All right, so now we can actually say, oh yeah, because those are now, okay, crap, because now that's actually a, yeah, okay, so, wow. You know, I sooner or later am going to have to actually just like, I'm at the current moment, I'm no joke, I'm just randomly like, copying these and then just allowing ad support, but sooner or later I'm going to have to actually do a proper setup for this. Man, yeah, because no matter what, yeah, in some of my old code, no matter what, I still will run into this. You know what? That's okay. So instead of doing it this way, I am going to say this way works a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just say, okay, for now we're gonna just see yeah, we're gonna just see what we can do here. I'm gonna say new vector2 for now, and I'm gonna just say controlled position.x. Already we should have like what I did before should have been way better for memory allocation. So new vector, and instead I'm going to say current target, or current target. Yeah, we're going to just do that. Current waypoint equals current target position, current target position, and then current waypoint. Yeah, so. Oh yeah, because the path is also returning. You know what? That's okay too. So we will still have some memory stuff. I'm gonna have to change like the back part of this, because when I first started doing the grid thing, we really there really wasn't like a lot of first compilable stuff. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just do this. I hate this. I hate this so much. For waypoint equals path 0. That way I don't have to keep going into the memory array. Y. And then just, actually I can just say 0 here, okay. So this should change a crap ton of stuff. Yeah, so instead of saying controlled current waypoint. Actually, wait. Oh yeah, because then I gotta remove this. Ah, okay. You know what? It's actually okay because I can do that. Yeah, this is getting ugly very, very quickly. This is why I don't like, this is why I prefer to start with floats, like float 2, float 3, instead of like start with vectors and then transfer over. When I first made like the back part of this, I really wasn't using burst compiler a lot, and you can see the pain of updating to like burst compiling. So yeah, I mean, I could actually do the same thing here. I could actually go here and do this as well. Right, yeah, I can do this. I just say I don't need to say that anymore. We're gonna say, oh yeah, copy that. And I can just say, instead of that, I can just say, do. I can just get rid of that. Position, and then, yeah. I believe, yay, okay, oh my god, I'm gonna have to, okay. After stream today, well, so people don't have to suffer through this, I'm gonna literally convert all my code to, like, remove all the old legacy code from Victor and, like, put it to burst compiling. That's because this is slightly ridiculous. Okay. Which, I knew it would be something when I decided I wanted to, like, burst compile everything. Okay. Well, it did improve it a little bit. Oh wow, it doubled, or it half. Doing that half, I repeat, half the like actual like frame time. So that did actually improve. That improved the overall like time spent. And as you can see, like we can actually have like a lot more like stuff like. Oh yeah, can't get that off screen. Okay, yeah, so that actually did improve it. That improved it quite a bit, like for the actual like frame time. Like I'm still getting like, okay, I mean, I know it's not good, but it's like 1,000 enemies. If I were actually reduce it like just to like 500 enemies, and I mean the game I'm making, I don't need 1,000 enemies. The only reason why I was testing it out was just wanting to see like, okay, what can I do? So let's actually like delete like half of them, and we're gonna see. Okay, I delete a little bit more half. There's 438. Less than a millisecond, everyone. Less than a millisecond. Hell yeah. Okay, I don't care anymore. I don't want to go any more than that. Yeah, okay. So I can have about 500 enemies with animations patrolling without losing a single millisecond. Cool. And just to like, I'll bring over the profiler. And do note, again, this is editor, and like actual build, it's going to be a lot better. Just so you know, I still got to fix like I fixed most of the garbage stuff, but as you can see here, like the patrol point follow path, less than a millisecond for about 500 enemies, calculations and stuff. That is not bad. And do note, that can be improved a lot better. Like it can be vastly improved. The thing I gotta do is the reason why it's slow right now. One, I haven't finished burst compiling everything, but the biggest slowdown is when I first made like the path system, it was based on vectors. I need to once like I get like these two like float 2s, like once I get the paths and stuff converted to float 2 and all that kind of stuff, the performance is gonna jump. Like it is gonna jump I wouldn't be surprised if I can get 1,000 or 2,000 enemies with less than 0.1 millisecond loss from them all calculating. And also, when I convert the path and stuff over to float 2, there'll also be 0 memory. Like that garbage allocation will be leaving. So yeah, we got a very nice patrol system, very performant. I mean, it is super overkill for my project. I'm just saying, like, I don't need that many bloody enemies in a metroidvania, like, loaded into memory in metroidvania project. But this the tool that I was like everything I'm doing, I have like on an actual like repo, and I can actually pull in all this code to multiple projects, so I don't have to like rewrite it. So what I'm writing here, well, actually I can use in other projects as well. So if I only have to write it once, it's good. Anyways, I'm starting to get really hot. It's been almost 90. It was over 100 degrees a couple days ago. So I am going to actually end the stream here. I was wanting to get the dive attack and stuff working. I apologize that we spent so long on first compiled and multi-threading and doing some asynchronous work on like the patrol system. But as you see, like, it was worth it. And all I gotta do is really like move over the pathing code. I gotta switch that to float to. Oh my god, I got so many things I gotta switch float to. Ugh. Anyways, I'm gonna end the stream here. Thank you all for joining. Everyone, you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you a lot to like Tech Dave for holding a nice keep conversation up. I'll be doing this. I'm not gonna say daily, but get used to me actually like doing more stuff, like not like actual like tutorials, and actually being back to streaming, because I'm back. Like, I'm done with the medical treatment, so I should be improving more and more every day, energy wise, and also brain capacity wise. Still a little out of it, but hey. But take it easy, everyone. I'm stopping this. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Actually, yeah, I know.